Thursday night, President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump held their first of two scheduled debates moderated by CNN's Dana Bash and Jake Tapper at CNN Studios in Atlanta, Georgia. During the 90-minute debate, Biden and Trump were asked about the economy, the war in Ukraine, climate change, the border, and election denials, issues most Americans, in polls anyway, say they're most concerned about. And let's not get Roe v. Wade. Those are some of the issues heading into the 2024 election, of course. Ladies and gentlemen, it was a disaster. It was an utter embarrassment. The fact that those two candidates, one that's been indicted and ultimately convicted, who's been impeached twice, the other who's clearly lost his fastball, he's a bit considerably slower than he used to be. No shame in that. He's 81 years of age. We're talking about our President Joe Biden. But the bottom line is that 2-3 minutes in, he froze. 2-3.
Welcome back. It's a new day. We thank the good Lord it's a new day. Thank God it's a new day. So good to see you. We already know what this is all about. This is about the presidential debate that happened last week. And this is from Stephen A. Smith's channel. And if you don't know Stephen A. Smith, you're about to know who he is. I will not say more than that. So we're just going to listen to this and react as we go. I'm sure there's a whole lot of comments he has. You can tell by he's a straight shooter. So just expect a lot of those here. And then we'll see what we got here.
3 minutes in, you were wondering, the panic mode hit because you were wondering whether or not this was going to be Mitch McConnell all over again when he froze during a press conference. It was scary as hell.
I hope we all remember that. Mitch McConnell. That was actually very scary. And I think it happened twice. It wasn't just once. So correct me if I'm wrong. So I can see why Stephen A. Smith made that correlation. Because that was actually quite scary when that happened. But let's just go on.
And the fact that these are the two best candidates that the world has to see for the presidency of the United States might be one of the most embarrassing situations we've ever witnessed as a country.
I have to disagree a little bit with Stephen A. Smith there. The reason is they're not on the same level when it comes to their IQ. We can all see that. And that's what's causing actually the ongoing conversation about whether Biden should stay or not stay. Because their mental IQs are different. They're both older, but I do believe Trump definitely, and we can see that. We saw what happened on the debate night. Way sharper, more coordinated, more coherent. Biden was totally lost, and that's a real thing of concern. But so I have to disagree with Stephen A. Smith on that, saying they both, they're not on the same level of IQ. Trump is definitely way sharper than Biden. We can all see that. We cannot deny that. Some things just we don't need to debate or argue about. It was very obvious. And that's exactly what happened Thursday night at the debate.
You know, I've been on the record and I've taken a lot of heat saying this. But the Democrats should be ashamed of themselves. It's a national disgrace that since 2016, you didn't have enough of a bullpen and you left folks to depend on Joe Biden. It's an absolute, utter disgrace that he was on that stage last night. Maybe he could sit behind a desk in the Oval Office and he's still sharp enough to make decisions. But clearly in a live format with no delays and no insulation whatsoever where you stand.
Did you see Biden's eyes wide open there? That actually scared me when I was watching it. I didn't know what to say. I was like, is he okay? Is he really okay? Look at those eyes.
and no insulation whatsoever, where you stand out there on your own, mano a mano, versus a Donald Trump who, if nothing else, was sharp. I'm not saying he was telling the truth. I'm not saying that he was substantive in everything that came out of his mouth and he was honest and factual and all of that stuff, because we know that is never the case with Donald Trump. The bottom line is he appeared to be pretty sharp, lucid, aware, quick on his feet, etc.
Absolutely.
And to be quite honest with you, regardless of how disrespectful he appeared at times, I thought he took it light on Trump. I'm sorry, on Biden.
I totally agree. And I think Trump was really calm. When I was watching, I was like, this is a different kind of Trump. Maybe it was the debate format, because obviously they talked about muting lines when you're not talking. This was a format that Biden wanted. This is all Biden. So I'm not sure if any Dems are complaining. I don't know why they're complaining, because Biden wanted this format, including where he was standing. He chose where he wanted to stand on the stage. So complaining about this happened and why he didn't do, I mean, it's all on him and his advisors. But I do think Trump was a little more reserved this time compared to the last two debates he had. 2016 and 2020. He was a lot more reserved, and I noticed that. And I actually like this Trump. He was more cooperative, right? He didn't jump the line. He didn't try to talk over anybody. He allowed Biden to speak and then came in when he was supposed to. So I do agree with Stephen A. Smith on that. I think Trump was a different kind of Trump. He wasn't the merciless kind of Trump.
I thought he took it light on Biden. It was that damn bad. Now, if you're the Democratic Party, you're going to have some people out there saying it was just one night and it was just one debate. Nah. What if Trump says, I don't need to debate again? And all we have to hold on to is what we witnessed last night. A brain fart within 3 minutes. Mumbling often enough where Donald Trump ended up saying, I don't understand what he said with that last sentence. I don't think he understands what he said.
That was funny. Do you all remember that part? Because I almost said it with the people I was watching with. I said, did you understand what President Biden just said? And just right on point, Trump came in and said just that. I know I shouldn't be laughing because this is a real serious matter. We're talking about electing the president of the United States of America. That's a very serious matter.
Where the nation is looking at it, and you have pundits on both sides of the aisle looking sad and despondent. In Van Jones' case for CNN, he looked like he was about to cry. Other pundits were saying, where are the family members? How could you put your dad out there like that? How could you put your husband out there like that? If you're the Democratic Party, how could you put one of your colleagues and your contemporaries out there like that? What the hell is going on?
Power is not an easy thing to let go of. Power is not an easy thing to let go of. You talk about the family allowing Joe Biden to go up there. They enjoying the White House. Who wants to leave? With all the benefits that come with it, it's not that easy, Stephen A. Smith. I dare say if you were in their shoes, you probably will do the same. It's easier. You could be more objective if you are outside of that box. So I really can't blame the family. Whether it's a right thing or not, it's a different story. But the fact that they are behind their husband, in case of Jill, and the children, their father, Hunter, and the rest of them, they don't want to leave. It's hard to leave. When you've experienced something like that, it's hard. And it's a difficult thing. But sometimes you got to look beyond your selfish reasons and look for the common better good of other people. And that's what I think it's not happening here. So.
What's going on? He's not what he used to be.
Clearly.
Ain't Kamala Harris qualified? Westmore, governor of Maryland. What about him? Gavin Newsom, you gonna still keep saying, you ain't running, you ain't running, you ain't running. Nobody's gonna go to Biden and say, we love you. We appreciate what you've done for this country, your years of service. But please, it's time for you to step aside.
I don't think any of those can run and win. That's the problem. Biden obviously has a tendency to win, but they can't. And that's why they're trying to use him, put him up front, have him run, and then they can do all the other work that needs to be done. I don't think they can, and that's why they're not going. It's just as simple as that. You could put any of those, but they're just not seasoned enough. They're not well recognized by the American people. They haven't done enough to impact people to know them to the point where people want to vote for them. They just can't. Kamala Harris, Gavin Newsom, they're big names, yeah, but they just don't resonate well with the people. I know for me, they don't. I'm just being open here. They don't. I can't see myself voting for Kamala Harris as a president. No, I'm not. I don't think she's capable. Gavin Newsom, I'm not impressed by his job in California. And the reason we're here, really, if Biden has done a good job, enough to resonate with the people, this wouldn't even be a topic, whether he's old or not. That's the least of anyone's worry or worries. That's the least of anyone's worries. If the economy was running well, things were going well, it wouldn't really matter, believe me. We will all gladly get behind him. But things are not going well, and that's the problem. We keep hitting on this age and have somebody run, but that's not the problem. If the economy were going well, everything is going well the way it should be. It wouldn't matter if you're a Democrat or a Republican. You get behind the president. Because at the end of the day, we are all Americans. It doesn't matter who is in the office as long as you're doing right by the American people. So the problem is things are not going well. That's the problem.
We just gonna let him go out there like that. We just gonna leave him out hanging like that. You know how desperate that makes you look as a Democratic Party? I can say that. I don't care about people coming after me. I have voted Democrat 99% of the time in my life. The only Republican I ever voted for was Governor Chris Christie in New Jersey.
Same here. Voted Obama twice. And then I had to make a switch because I was just not liking what I was seeing. Always a Democrat all my life until I became an independent. So I do get what Stephen A. Smith is saying.
That's it. Don't come to me telling me as an American citizen I don't have a right to look at what I saw last night and be incredibly concerned.
We all should.
I understand this isn't the first romp we've seen in the debate. Barack Obama got destroyed in his first debate versus Mitt Romney. And he came back like a winner thereafter. But in the very first debate against Mitt Romney, it should have been a mercy rule inserted. It was that bad. But he's young enough, vibrant enough, intellectually heightened, obviously quick of foot, knowing, substantive, combative, etc., etc. He didn't have Father Time operating against him. There is no shame for Joe Biden. If you're listening, Mr. President, there's no shame in stepping away because you acknowledge you just don't have it anymore.
I agree. There's got to be a time and a place where you just have to recognize that you have recognized that you can no longer go on. And if you don't have it, allow others that have it to go on. It's a scary moment. Very scary moment. But we'll see what happens. I have my my perspective on this whole thing. I think I already presented some of them. The one of the major reasons is the fact that things are not going well. Because if things were going well, it would not matter.
Not on that kind of platform. But that's just me. Joe Biden, as far as I'm concerned, needs to step away. Kamala Harris needs to be inserted immediately as the candidate to go up against Trump.
I don't agree with that. I agree with the first part. Biden needs to step away. But to replace him with Kamala, I don't agree with that. She's not seasoned enough. She's not capable. I'm sorry. Just the thought of having Kamala Harris as the president, I mean, the one job that I know was given to her, I'm still waiting on the root cause analysis of the border crisis. It's almost 4 years. Where is the report, Madam Vice President? Where is the report of the root cause analysis you are supposed to present to the American people and the world? You can't get one thing done and you want to lead the people? We're never going to get anything done. I'm sorry.
Get somebody else up in there. Because what we saw last night, Trump will be the next president of the United States of America come January 2025. Biden will not beat him. Not the Biden we saw on national television during the presidential debate last night. It will not happen. But that's just me.
There you have it. So, Stephen A. Smith says Biden should exit. Is he right? Is he wrong? My humble opinion, I think he's right on that. Just that statement alone. Yes, I think Biden should exit. Give other people a chance. And I think from both sides, actually, from both parties, we should start looking ahead to installing the younger generation. Enough of all this oldies. We're not getting anything done. Times are moving so fast, they can't keep up the pace. We have to make a change. But as it relates to Biden, I think he needs to step away. I think, Biden, you've done enough. 2-term vice president, 1-term president. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. You have done your job, and we have seen what you do. And we thank you for while you were in office. But it's time to move on. Let me know what you think. Please put in the comments section below. Let's have the discussion. Is Stephen A. Smith right or wrong? And what do you think about what I said? As well, let's know. Thanks for stopping by. So good to see you. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And you know how we like to close this out? We'd just like to remind ourselves. We're just spreading positivity in a healthy fashion. And we like to remind ourselves that we always remember that we got one life with many seasons. God bless you, and I'll see you soon. You take care now. Bye-bye.